Which country has the only square national flag? Yes, you are correct. Vatican City. Which animal has fingerprints closest to humans? That's absolutely right, koala. Which capital city sits on 2 continents? You got it right, Istanbul. Which desert is actually the largest on Earth? Correct answer, Antarctica. Which country has the world's oldest continuously used flag? Exactly right, Denmark. Which language has the most native speakers? Well done. That is correct. Mandarin Chinese. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Mercury, you are absolutely correct. Which country has no official capital city? Switzerland, that's the right answer. Which bird cannot walk but can swim underwater? Penguin, nice job, you got it. Which planet rotates sideways? Uranus, you answered correctly. Which country has the most time zones? France, perfect, that's correct. Which animal never sleeps completely? Dolphin, great, your answer is right. Which city is the northernmost capital? Reykjavik, you nailed it. Which organ regenerates itself? Liver, spot on! Which country has pink lakes naturally? Australia, that is completely correct. Which island is the largest in the world? Which island is the largest in the world? Greenland, excellent answer. Which ocean has the deepest point? Pacific Ocean, you got the correct answer. Which animal can survive being frozen? Tardigrade. That's exactly the answer. Which country invented instant noodles? Japan, right on target. Which planet has the shortest day? Jupiter, you are right about that. Which country grows square watermelons? Japan, wonderful, that's correct. Which bone is strongest in human body? Femur, good work, correct answer. Which country has more lakes than the rest combined? Canada, absolutely, you are right. Which mammal lays eggs? Platypus, your answer is accurate. Which capital is highest above sea level? La Paz. Brilliant. That's the correct response. Which gas smells like rotten eggs? Hydrogen sulfide. You did it correctly. Which continent has no native ants? Antarctica. That answer is right. Which animal has blue blood? Horseshoe crab. Correct. Well done. Which country has underground cities? Turkey. You're totally right. Which fruit floats on water naturally? Apple. Great answer. That is correct. Which planet rains diamonds? Neptune. That's perfectly correct. Which country has moving sand dunes? Namibia. You have the right answer. Which animal has 3 hearts? Octopus. Impressive. You got it correct. Which language has no native speakers? Latin. Yes, that's exactly right. Which country drives on the left side? Japan. You answered that perfectly. Which sea has no shores touching landlocked countries? Sargasso Sea. Fantastic. Correct answer. Which animal never drinks water directly? Kangaroo rat. You're correct on this one. Which country has the world's quietest room? USA. That is the proper answer. Which metal melts in your hand? Gallium. Nicely done. That's right. Which country has floating villages? Vietnam? Yes, you got it. Which planet spins backwards? Venus. Accurate answer. Which animal can taste with its feet? Butterfly. Your response is correct. Which country owns the most islands? Sweden. That's undeniably correct. Which mountain grows taller yearly? Everest. Great thinking. That's right. Which country banned chewing gum sales? Singapore. You solved it correctly. Which fish can climb waterfalls? Climbing perch. Excellent. You are correct. Which animal survives space exposure? Tardigrade, that's the correct response. Which continent has most active volcanoes? Asia, very good, that answer is right. Which lake changes color naturally? Lake Hillier, you're absolutely right about that. Which country has a door to hell crater? Turkmenistan, yes, your answer is correct. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more content.